video. So everybody saw it. It's been on the news before. Just as you saw it, you still broke. It don't change nothing. You still broke. I'm still rich. I'm still getting broke. It don't change nothing.
50 Cent's got zero filter, and now he's setting his sights on Charleston White. An old clip just exploded online, and it's causing serious waves. The footage straight up shows a young Charleston snitching in court, throwing his own homie under the bus. And it ain't no minor situation either. We're talking real consequences, real damage. And the internet is losing its mind over it. The clip came from back when Charleston was just 16, sitting in that courtroom, pointing fingers and dropping names like it was nothing.
Everybody's seen it before you seen it. It used to be on the news. I keep telling y'all, I made the news before. How what y'all doing, people? I already seen it.
And now that moment's come back to haunt him big time. 50 caught wind of it and wasted zero time chiming in. He's going hard at Charleston, calling him out publicly and making it clear he's not here for the games.
He attempts to stop Doolittle, White, and two other teenagers accused of shoplifting 3 sports jackets and a baseball cap from the Arlington Mall in September of 1991.
But Charleston, he's not hiding, not even flinching. He's out here laughing about it, standing on his past and doubling down in classic Charleston White style. Charleston White didn't just talk. He dropped bombs. In that resurfaced clip, he detailed how his boy Antoine Doolittle went way too far during a robbery gone wrong. It all started when the crew tried to jack some coats and hats from a department store. Michael Levy, an employee there, stepped in to stop them, and that's when things spiraled out of control. Instead of cutting their losses, they got reckless, tossing stolen clothes out the window like it was some kind of game.
But it didn't end there. According to Charleston's own words, that's when Doolittle pulled a weapon. And right there, in 1991, Michael Levy was gone just like that. And Charleston, he wasn't just watching from the sidelines. He admitted he handed Doolittle the weapon that night, basically setting the whole thing in motion. Yeah, Doolittle pulled the trigger,
Which was a Caucasian man by the name of Michael Levy. I was sentenced to 12 years under Texas juvenile determined sentencing law. My 3 co-defendants, all of them were tried as adults. They were 15 and older. I was 14. So I went into a boys' home that was co-ed with boys and girls. So I spent my entire teenage life from 14 to 21 in the boys' home. When I got out at 21, my record was sealed, so there's no record of me ever being in trouble.
Meanwhile, the others were still stuck behind bars, paying full price. So when that old courtroom footage hit the internet, oh, it blew up. People were quick to slap a snitch label on him, and they weren't holding back. Social media lit up like wildfire. Memes, call-outs, think pieces. Everybody had something to say. But Charleston, he was coolin'. Zero shame, zero apology, just pure jokes. He jumped online cracking up and brushing it all off like it was nothing. He said he wasn't losing sleep over none of it, and even joked he might turn the whole thing into stand-up material. Real bold. And he didn't just stop there. Charleston doubled down. I ain't friends with nobody, he said loud and clear. He stood 10 toes on it, making it clear he meant what he did and he'd do it again. No hesitation. See, Charleston's been telling folks for a while now.
I don't recommend doing a life sentence for nobody. It's no honor amongst thieves. So why do I have to be honorable amongst thieves? Why? We all criminals.
He don't live by that no snitching street code. He's not out here catching charges to protect anyone's rep. That loyalty over logic thing? Nah, he's not buying into that. His whole mission, flip the script, shift the culture, even if it means exposing the same people he once ran with. To him, doing time for the homies is just plain stupid, and he's not afraid to say it out loud. We all criminals and crooks, Charleston White said in one wild interview, but then he flipped the script fast. I'm a citizen now. I'm a police ninja, he declared. And no, he wasn't joking. He said he votes, helps with elections, and even clowned about being the last one dropping off ballots on election day. You damn right I'm a police ninja, he said with pride. I'm grown. I'm 40. I can't be sitting in jail at 50 for nothing. And trust, he meant every word of that. Charleston don't play the street loyalty game.
I made a thorough report.
First, I called Houston and made the report to Houston, but I did this through my lawyer.
Fans said Boozy allegedly threatened a Memphis promoter who had booked Charleston, and Charleston wasn't about to let that slide either. He never fully confirmed it, but once the rumors hit the internet, fans were quick to slap that rat label on him again. Still, Charleston didn't fold, not even a little. He's been saying it loud for years. He ain't out here to protect no street code. He's out here to protect himself. But that doesn't mean the internet's letting him slide, not even close. Why? Because while Charleston swears up and down he's not a rat, folks online are calling major cap. And the receipts? They're coming in heavy. People are dragging him as a walking contradiction, saying he talks like a civilian but moves like a snitch. But Charleston? He's already clapped back at all of it. According to him, the difference comes down to motive. He says, I don't do this for money, not for revenge, not for clout. That's why in his eyes he ain't a rat, just a man on a mission. And believe it or not, he's been putting in work behind that mission. After he got out, he didn't just disappear. He hit the streets with purpose, speaking to at-risk youth, pulling up at schools, juvie centers, community events, telling his story raw, hoping to steer the next generation away from that same dark road he once walked. And that's not all. He helped kick off a program called Hype, mentoring kids who are right on the edge, caught between gang life and the system. Some of these kids ain't got anyone else showing up for them, but Charleston did. He's even talked about launching a snitching program. Yep, for real, to help kids get out of dangerous circles before it's too late. That idea alone has stirred a lot of controversy, because while some see it as a smart way to save lives, others just can't get past the tactics. They say his methods are too messy, too bold, too disrespectful to the culture. And now Charleston's stuck in that middle lane, fighting to prove his heart's in the right place. Take Gilly the Kid, for example. He had plenty to say about Charleston White trying to spin snitching like it's noble. Gilly went off on X, posting, "Can't beef with no dude that's been ratting since the 90s. He a throwback rat." And that wasn't just some random shot. This beef between Gilly and Charleston runs deep. Gilly's been calling him out hard ever since the snitching accusations went public. But of course, Charleston wasn't going to stay silent. He snapped back fast on Instagram, writing, "I see Gilly the Kid got smoke in his chest." This after Gilly sent him a direct message calling him a rat.
And then Charleston took things to a whole new level, and not in a good way. He clapped back with a post that shook everybody, saying, "May his son rest in peace and the killer be forgiven by God and live a long life of redemption." That message wasn't random. It was a direct jab aimed squarely at Gilly about the tragic death of his son. Worse, Charleston posted that message from the official page of his own children's book brand, I Am Woke Seed. He turned that page into a launch pad for one of the coldest disses we've seen online. But he didn't stop there. Charleston dropped a full video with a chilling caption, "You still talking street after they unlive Junior? I'm disappointed in you, sir." And the video went way past the line. Charleston mocked the death of Gilly's son with no remorse. He said, "You got a dead son and you talking about snitching?" Then he mimicked the tragedy, even imitating the shooting, saying, "Pow, that dude shot your son in the head, boy." Unlike Gilly and Wallow's grief, imitating their pain, he said, "Oh, my son got killed." The internet couldn't believe he went that far. It wasn't just disrespectful. It was savage, raw, ruthless. And the wildest part? Charleston still didn't flinch, not one bit. He was crying, "Now you talking about snitching? You right, I'm a law-abiding citizen. That's why your son got unlaid," he said out loud. No filter, no shame. It was straight up cold. And honestly, the fact Charleston went that hard just because Gilly called him a rat, yeah, that hit a nerve for real. He tries to act unbothered, like it's all laughs and trolling. But the way he spiraled, that rage wasn't just for show. And then there's 50 Cent. If there's one thing we know about 50, it's that he's got zero love for anybody even smelling like a snitch. He's been crystal clear about that for years. Just peep how he's been dragging Big Meech lately, calling him out, roasting him nonstop, and putting his business out there for the world to see. No chill, no mercy. So when 50 started trending again over the Meech drama, guess who slid in to grab the spotlight? Charleston White, of course. He pulled up on the Danza Project and gave his take. But instead of riding with 50, Charleston flipped the script again, saying the whole beef makes no sense. According to him, Big Meech and 50 aren't even in the same lane. Different skills, different levels. So what did Charleston call 50? A bully. Straight up. Now, here's the shocker. 50 didn't fire back with a diss or a clapback like we've seen before. Instead, he played it cool. Real cool. He just posted a promo for his new show on Instagram and even seemed to agree with Charleston's take. Yeah, for once, no back and forth drama. Now, just when you thought Charleston White might chill for a second, he doubled down again. After that unexpected moment where 50 Cent low-key didn't fire back, Charleston took that as a green light to keep running wild. He started bragging online that even 50 respects him now, acting like the whole rat talk had finally been put to rest. But the internet, they weren't having it. Comment sections lit up with fans saying, 50 didn't co-sign you, bro. He just ignored the nonsense. Others said Charleston was reaching hard, trying to use 50's silence as a way to boost his image.
Still, Charleston kept the pressure on. He started name-dropping more rappers, saying most of the industry is fake woke and scared to tell the truth. He even took shots at T.I. and Boosie again, saying they built their whole brands on street codes they don't even follow anymore. He told fans, these dudes act like they solid, but soon as them charges hit, they fold. I've been telling y'all the streets is a lie. Then he teased something new, a no-snitch shame tour. Yep, a whole speaking tour where he plans to hit cities across the U.S. and teach people why loyalty gets you nowhere and why snitching is survival. You already know that idea sparked instant backlash. Street dudes were furious, rappers started subbing him in stories, but Charleston, he was loving the attention, said the hate just means he's getting closer to his goal, flipping the whole game on its head. But Charleston's empire, it's built on pure fire, and now it's starting to burn bridges left and right. After teasing that no-snitch shame tour, a wave of artists came out swinging. Rap circles, podcast hosts, and even former fans started turning their backs. Some said Charleston's whole brand is just disrespect disguised as activism. Others warned he's turning real-life pain into punchlines, and that it's only a matter of time before somebody pushes back for real. But Charleston, he's standing tall like he's untouchable. He went live again saying, ain't nobody gonna touch me. I got protection the streets wish they had. And he made it clear he's not scared of rappers, street dudes, or online threats. He said what he's doing is bigger than hip-hop, and if he's got to make enemies to spark change, then so be it. And guess what? He's even hinting at running for office. Yeah, Charleston White for city council. Said he's tired of talking and wants real power to shake up the system legally. That move sent the internet into another spiral. Some laughed it off, calling it a PR stunt. Others said, wait, if Trump could do it, why not Charleston? Wild takes started flying, but one thing's for sure, nobody is ignoring him anymore. Now here's where it gets even crazier. Charleston White might have made his name through controversy, but now he's talking about cementing it in history. He's been spotted taking meetings with local officials, dropping hints about launching programs tied to criminal reform, anti-gang initiatives, and even school outreach. Sounds noble, right? But let's not forget this is the same man who mocked a grieving father on Instagram and went viral for snitching with a smile. So people are split. Some are saying Charleston's playing 4D chess, using shock value to crack open conversations others are too scared to touch. Others say he's just masking chaos with clout, and once the camera stopped rolling, there's no real change happening behind the scenes. Still, Charleston's not letting up. He's claiming he'll outlast every rapper, influencer, and fake activist out there. He said, I'm the only one telling the truth. They just mad it ain't coming from someone they respect. Looks like Charleston dodged a bullet for now. 50 Cent's too busy cooking somebody else to clap back. But let's be real. Charleston's name is still in everybody's mouth. He's out here doing what he does best, stirring the pot, ruffling feathers, and keeping his title as the king of online chaos. And trust, the internet is watching his every move hard. They're not cutting him any slack, no matter how loud he claims he's trying to change the game. And let's be clear, just because Charleston talks about uplifting the community doesn't mean he's toning it down. Not one bit. He's still wild, still reckless, still unapologetic.
That's just his brand now. But here's the real question. Is Charleston White truly trying to shift the culture, save the youth, and flip the script? Or is all this smoke and mirrors another masterclass in calculated clout chasing? If you made it this far, sound off in the comments. Is Charleston White really building something bigger, or just keeping the chaos alive for clicks? Make sure to like, share, and subscribe if you want more deep dives like this.